Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts, hold on tight. You're in for one crazy and epically cool and amazing ride tonight on the Josh Nolan Full Throttle Racing Show, #1 on Facebook. Tonight we have with us Micah and Kaleb Haugen. Welcome to the show, boys. So, Micah and Kaleb, how did your guys' racing careers begin?
Um, well, we had a dad. We went out to watch, and we had a dad. Um, we watched, and we saw it, and he let us try it.
Okay, how about you, Kaleb?
Um, mine, I just started the year after he started, so he was why I started racing.
Okay, so Micah and Kaleb, let's talk about your race car numbers. Where did those numbers come from?
Our grandpa who raced late models at Huset's.
Okay, so that's where your guys' numbers came from?
Yep. Yeah.
So Micah and Kaleb, let's talk about, okay, when you guys climbed into your race car for the first time, were you guys a little bit nervous at all?
No, I was.
How about you, Kaleb?
Not really.
Not really. So Micah and Kaleb, after you climbed into your go-kart for the first time, did you guys have success right away, or did it take a little while for you to get some success coming?
I took a little while. It took one race. So
Okay.
the first race I was in second and I climbed the wall and I popped my tire on the last lap, and then the second race I won.
Okay, very cool, very cool, very cool. So Micah and Kaleb, um, when you're, who do you have for sponsors on your race cars?
Haugen Heating and Air, Hughes Racing, TL Racing, American Man, Seafoam, and Celebrate Community Church.
Okay. Are you guys still looking for sponsors for your racing teams?
Yes.
If there's anybody going to be out here watching this racing show with Micah and Kaleb Haugen and me, and you would like to help them out with their racing careers, reach out to their dad, Matt, and also them because they'd appreciate the sponsorship on their race cars as they get further into their racing careers. So, Micah and Kaleb, do you guys have racing nicknames?
Uh, Mine was Speed Racer. And like,
How about you, Micah?
mine is the Hammer.
The Hammer and the Speed Racer. Okay, very cool. So, Micah and Kaleb, um, when you're strapped into your race car to go out on the racetrack, what helps get you guys focused to go out on the racetrack?
Uh, just sitting in the seat with my helmet on.
How about you, Micah?
I just try not to focus about all the other cars.
Okay. So Micah and Kaleb, who helps work on your guys' race cars?
So our dad and our grandpa, and then sometimes we have Kurt, our grandpa's friend, come to help us because he used to race go-karts.
Okay. So Micah and Kaleb, who is your guys' racing hero? Who do you guys look up to as race car drivers?
Uh, my grandpa. Yeah, our grandpa, definitely.
Okay. So Micah and Kaleb, what is your guys' 5-year plan with racing?
I don't know.
How about you, Micah?
I don't know.
How about in 10 years? Where do you want to be at in 10 years with your racing careers?
Um, Maybe 250s or 500s, maybe, or a
How about you?
micro.
Okay. How about you, Micah?
Well, in 10 years, probably, probably, well, probably in like a 305. Oh, yeah, I
Oh,
would be in 305 too.
very cool. So Micah and Kaleb, when you guys are away from the racetrack, what do your school friends think of you guys being race car drivers?
Mm, What did you say?
What do your school friends think of you being race car drivers?
Um, they think it's really cool to be a race car driver. They say they want to try too.
How about you, Micah?
Yeah, my friend really likes it, and he
So
thinks
Micah,
it's
and,
pretty cool.
so Micah and Caleb, what do you guys like to do for fun away from the racetrack?
Um, I like to golf and play hockey and go on my iRacing sim.
How about you, Micah?
Um, Hockey um and I like to go on my iRacing.
Okay. So Micah and Caleb, um, so when you're at the racetrack, and stuff like that, what do you like to guys eat at the racetrack?
I like hot dogs and like hot dogs and pulled pork and that sort of stuff.
How about you, Micah?
I like more of like a barbecue.
Okay. So Micah and Caleb, what is your guys' favorite restaurant to eat at away from the racetrack?
Uh, I like to eat at the Keg Chicken.
Okay. How about you, Micah?
Um, I like to eat at um, I like to eat at Buffalo.
Okay. So Micah and Caleb, when you're at home, what's your favorite home cooked meal that your mom and dad make for you guys?
Uh, Hamburger helper.
How about you, Micah?
Um, my mom's chili.
Okay, very cool. So Micah and Caleb, what is your guys' home racetrack that you guys race on?
It would be Plessis.
Okay. Was that the same Micah?
Yeah.
Okay, what is your guys' favorite racetrack to race on?
Uh, I like Urban Indoor Raceway in Missouri, and then I like Plessis a lot too.
Okay. How about you, Micah?
Yeah, I like Plessis and then Emma Indoor Raceway.
Okay. So Micah and Caleb, do you have any advice for the kids coming up in the racing world?
Um, just do what you're capable of and not go too hard.
Okay. So Micah and Micah, do you have any advice?
Um, to like uh don't go too fast on the first times.
Okay. So Micah and Caleb, do you have anybody else you'd like to thank for helping you guys out with your racing careers?
Uh, Blondie Motorsports, they help us a lot, and so them and our grandma, yeah, our grandma
Okay.
and grandpa, they were the one that bought all our stuff for the race for
Okay.
our racing team.
So Micah and Caleb, I'm going to turn the microphone over to you guys now. You guys can ask me a few questions, okay?
Yeah. Um.
So what's some of the, go ahead.
Who's your favorite sprint car driver?
Doug Wolfgang from Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Our grandpa bikes with him across the city with him.
Very cool.
On
Very
he,
cool.
he does it every Friday. So he did it. Well, he does it every Thursday. So he did it
Okay,
today.
okay. How about you, Micah? Do you have any questions for me?
Um, um, what was the best interview you had?
I've interviewed Oliver and Sebastian Weldon. Their dad was the two-time Indianapolis 500 champion and one-time IZOD IndyCar champion. So I interviewed those two boys from St. Petersburg, Florida. So you have any more questions?
No,
Nope.
no.
Okay, Micah. Okay, Mike and Caleb, thank you for being on the racing show with me tonight, talking to us about your racing careers, getting to know you a little bit better. Do you guys have a racing page that the racing fans can follow you guys on?
Uh,
You
I
guys have a
don't think
racing page?
so.
Don't think
I don't
so?
think we do.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're at a racetrack, go hit up Haugen Racing because Mike and Caleb would appreciate the fans and appreciate you guys coming to watch them race. So, Mike and Caleb, you guys have a good night. I will let you guys step out and I will do a little racing news update and I will call you guys and thank you in person, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm waiting for you guys to exit out. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Micah and Caleb Haugen out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Very, very awesome drivers. They drive mini sprints. Go watch them race because they're very, very awesome drivers. Also, ladies and gentlemen, um, racing news update. Let's go back into Ross Chastain and the number one Busch Light car. That's going to be pretty interesting to see that. And Josh Berry is going to take over driving duties for Kevin Harvick starting next year, also. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, um, also congratulations again to Mason Weinauer for picking up the win in the micro sprint this last week. Um, but with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a good night and catch you later on another episode of the Josh Long Full Throttle Racing Show #1 on YouTube. If you guys would like to sponsor my racing show or be on my racing show, feel free to email me at jjnolan151@gmail.com, or you can call or text me at 712-209-7138. I would like to thank Manning Motorsports and New England Hemophilia Association for helping me out with this racing show. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. Catch you later on another episode of the Josh Nolan Football Racing Show #1 on YouTube.